Yo, what's good, gang? We're back for another Labyrinth / UFC breakdown, full fight card prediction with your host, Big Tooth is the truth in the booth, and we got another 14 fight, banger pay-per-view to get into. You already know what it is. We jumping straight into it. First fight, Bannon Vs Ardelean. And if you're confident in a side on this one, then you're a better man than me, because this is one of the lower level women's fights I've seen in a while. Bannon is going to be the more light on the feet, karate stylist. Ardelean is a more pressure striker, coming forward, throwing a lot of wild combinations with her head right on the center line. But her being a little bit more aggressive, she can maybe grapple a little bit here. I'll take the dog shot on Ardelean. Next up, McCann vs Lucas Brzeski. I'm seeing a lot of confidence on McCann this week, and I think that's because Brzeski, pretty basic striker. The guy's not very effective on offense. He does have a nice low kick and a nice right hand, but just the technique isn't there. And Parkin, on the other hand, is going to be a lot faster, much better technique with the hands, much faster hands. Plus, he can lean on Brzeski a little bit if he needs to. He can take him down. Plus, he has better cardio. He's a lot more measured, which is going to accentuate that. Give me Parkin by submission or decision. Sam Patterson versus Kiefer Crosbie up, and this fight right here, we pretty much know that Kiefer Crosbie comes in, likes to chuck big overhand rights and lefts, man, just wild punches, and he said as much that he's going to do that here as well. So listen, Sam Patterson, smart move is going to be to duck under whenever Crosbie comes forward too over aggressively. Just look to take him down and work your game on the ground. If he does that, he should be able to get the submission on Crosbie, no problem. I'm going to have to go with Sam Patterson by submission right here. Next fight, Mokaev vs Kape. And this is a fight that I would still classify as grappler versus striker, even though both these guys are very well-rounded. And I say that because Mokaev, I should say, I don't think is going to want to stand with Kape. Guy's got deceptive footwork in that his footwork isn't the greatest, but he just makes up for that with having very fast feet. Guy, switch stance fighter. He's got a good straight left, good check hooks from either stance. Very nasty low leg kick when he's fighting out of orthodox. I think that could give Mokaev trouble. Mokaev is going to be looking to take this fight down early and often. I think he can have success with the takedown, but if he can't keep Kape down or submit him right away, he could be in trouble here. Give me Kape. Next fight up, Elliott versus Preston Parsons. And not a high confidence spot right here for me. I think that Preston Parsons is going to be a little bit better with the hands of the two, whereas Elliott probably a little bit more well-rounded game overall. The problem is Preston Parsons is just going to have such a wrestling and grappling advantage, and I do see this fight hitting the mat eventually. When it does, it's going to be in Parsons' world, so give me Preston Parsons. Bukauskas versus Prachnio up, and it's going to be a stand-up fight between two guys who we've seen both a little bit chinny. We've seen them get chinned. So that's why I'm a little bit torn on this one. I've been back and forth here. You're going to see Prachnio stepping forward more aggressively, trying to get inside on Bukauskas. Bukauskas is going to be more on the back foot, trying to play the matador. If the guy lands on one of these guys, like I said, They both have issues in the past. They can both end up getting knocked out. But I just think with Prachnio being a little bit more aggressive, having more volume, that's going to give him a better chance to land that good clean punch on the jaw of Modestas Bukauskas. So give me Marcin Prachnio. Open stance fight up next, Jake Hadley versus Loughran. And you know, this fight right here, in open stance fights, I normally pick the fighter who's got the better footwork. In this instance, that's going to be Loughran. He's definitely a better counter puncher, better footwork, better timing as well, probably better technique with the hands. He's a little bit stiff with his upper body on the feet, so you know, Jake could have some moments, but Kalen's also a better grappler. Give me Loughran. Molly Meatball McCann versus Bruna Brasil up, and this is the highest confident spot of the whole card for me. I'm on Molly McCann. I just think Bruna Brasil, she does one good thing that I like, and it's the check left hook. Other than that, I'm not big on her. If she can land the check left hook on Molly McCann and put her away, hey, more power to her, but I just don't see it working with Molly. Molly, much improved head movement, much improved footwork and boxing, just overall technique. She's going to overwhelm Bruna Brasil. She can take this fight down if she needs to, whenever she wants, I believe. So this is Molly all day for me. Give me Molly McCann. All right, next up we got Nathaniel Wood versus Daniel the Pit Pineda. So for me, this fight's pretty easy to break down. I see Nathaniel Wood as being the more well-rounded of the two. These are both really strong grapplers, but Wood definitely is going to have the advantage striking on the feet. But the main issue for Pineda that I see is the cardio advantage that Wood is going to have. The later this fight goes, Nate Wood is just going to be like an avalanche rolling downhill all over Daniel Pineda. So give me Nate Wood right here. All right, Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze up. So this fight right here, it's going to be another open stance fight where you're going to have Arnold Allen looking to get inside on Giga Chikadze, start working with the hands, whereas Giga Chikadze is going to look to stay on the outside and use his arsenal of kicks. He's got a very nice kicking game. He definitely is the more experienced kickboxer of the two, whereas I would say Arnold Allen is the more well-rounded guy, just in his overall game. Right here, you know, Giga, of course, he wants to, like I said, maintain that range, look to land those nasty leg kicks and that very nasty kick to the body. You know, he loves that kick to the liver. If he can land that on Arnold, you know, of course he can stop him. He can stop anybody with that. Arnold Allen, on the other hand, like I said, looking to get inside kicking range. If he can, that's going to be good for him, because I think he has much better technique with his boxing. And also, once this fight hits the clinch, Arnold Allen can make it ugly, like a very nasty, kind of like dirty boxing type of game. He can work over Giga along the side, the cage side a little bit. Giga just got to be careful with his Muay Thai knees and that clinch as well. Very nasty with that. But, you know, if things start to go sideways for Arnold Allen on the feet, I think the big key for him here is look to take down Giga Chikadze. If he can get on top of Giga Chikadze here, he's going to be in a much better position to win this fight. So give me Arnold Allen right here. All right, tremendous fight up next. Christian Leroy Duncan versus Gregory Rodrigues. And for me, this fight comes down to one thing, and that's space. Because Christian Leroy Duncan is one of the slickest, most technical, rangy strikers that you'll see in the middleweight division. He has some of the best footwork, and he's as light on the feet as anybody you'll see as for a guy his size. And he's just a very technical kickboxer who likes to strike at range, man. In any range strike that you can think of, this guy's got it, from a good jab to the teep, solid low leg kicks and head kicks and inside out crescent kicks and hook kicks and turning back side kicks. I mean, this guy's got it all. He just wants to maintain his range and just kind of, you know, pick off Gregory Rodrigues on the way in. And then you got Rodrigues on the other side, who, I mean, this guy, he's just built different, man. This guy is multiple time BJJ world champion. He's got great power in his hands, good boxing to go along with that. You know, I just don't see any way that Gregory Rodrigues is going to be able to stand at range with Christian Leroy Duncan and try to strike with him, because, you know, he's just going to be getting picked apart if he does that. So I see him trying to work to the inside, make this fight ugly. That's why I said this fight's all about space, because for Gregory Rodrigues, it's going to come down to, can he crash space and take that range away from Christian Leroy Duncan. Gregory Rodrigues is a junkyard dog. He's the type of guy I like to back, type of guy who fights for your money. So yeah, I'll take the dog shot on Gregory Rodrigues right here. Very intriguing matchup up next. Bobby King Green versus Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. So this fight right here could end up being pretty close, pretty tricky little scrap right here, because Bobby Green, guy's got a wrestling background, and he is definitely better on the feet than Paddy. So if Bobby Green can use his wrestling in reverse, keep this fight on the feet, I see him having a lot of success, because Paddy Pimblett, is he a striker? No. Is he, you know, some effective killer on the feet who's just going to go out there and just bowl guys over at a high level? You know, just kind of go out there and just roll over them on the feet? No, absolutely not. Not at this level. Not against somebody like Bobby Green. Bobby Green definitely the more well-rounded guy here. Paddy, on the other hand, he's going to be more on the side of his volume and aggressiveness. And so this fight really just comes down to how does Paddy Pimblett approach this fight, because a lot of times we see him with very poor fight IQ, thinking he can stand with people. He gets hit too much for it. I don't like it. If he does that here, yeah, he could end up getting knocked out. I could see it, but he's in his hometown. He's going to be in Manchester, England here. So anytime he fights in his hometown, you know, the guy really rises to the occasion. I see him getting closer on like submission attempts if he fights smart. And because of that, I just see him as being the guy, you know, a little bit closer to getting the finish. So give me Paddy by decision. Next up, Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blaydes. So this one right here is another striker versus grappler matchup. This is pretty much the quintessential striker versus grappler matchup, and it's going to be for the interim heavyweight championship of the world. So the big key for Curtis Blaydes in this spot, and this is a rematch. First fight, Tom Aspinall unfortunately suffered a leg injury. But in this fight, Curtis Blaydes, what he's going to be looking to do is just lean on Tom Aspinall, man. He wants to close the distance. He wants to get past the strikes of Tom Aspinall, get his hands on him, and really just look to just put his whole body weight on him, man. He's a big guy, very physical, very powerful, great takedowns, great cage control, clinch work alongside the fence, just very nasty in a grappling, in a dirty, you know, that type of dirty grappling fight, like that ugly type of fight right there. So he's gonna want to make that happen as soon as he can. Just really look to wear Tom out in that clinch and take him down whenever he can, get on top. Tom, of course, going to be looking to maintain his range, get to work with his hands. Going to have much faster hands, much slicker with his boxing and with his striking in general. And if he lands on the chin of Curtis Blaydes, we've seen Blaydes, you know, he's been chinned in the past. You know, that's what Tom's going to be looking to do here. I just see over the course of 5 rounds, Blaydes coming forward with that constant pressure is just going to become a little bit dangerous. He might walk in on something like he did against Lewis. So give me Tom Aspinall. Main event, Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad. Part 2. This right here is the rematch from the fight a few years back. In that fight, there was an unfortunate eye injury, led to a no contest. So now they're running it back, and I think the key here is really the improvements that both these guys have made since that fight. For Belal Muhammad, it's with his striking. He's mostly known as a pressure grappler. Work his takedowns, work you over. Get on top, look to work his submissions. He's got big power in his hands, on the feet, likes to come forward, chuck bombs, does have a nasty jab as well, nasty leg kicks as well, good elbows in the clinch. Just a very nasty pressure fighter, Belal Muhammad. Leon Edwards, on the other hand, just a very well-rounded guy, maybe the most well-rounded guy in the division, really. One of the best strikers in the division, very light on the feet, excellent footwork, great kicks, great boxing, very good timing. With his shots, he can land some elbows from the outside as well. He's very, very good timing and footwork, allows him to get in, do his damage, and get out without taking too much shots himself. And right here, I see this once again being grappler versus striker, but you can't sleep on the grappling of Leon Edwards either. And I think the improvements that he's made there could end up surprising Belal Muhammad right here. Belal Muhammad could have some success, but once he gets it down, doesn't mean that he's going to be able to control him on the ground. So I'm going to have to take Leon Edwards right here. And if you made it this far, guys, massive shout out to you. As always, be sure to subscribe to the MMA Clown Show on YouTube for the craziest live streams, the most entertaining sports content, and the very best MMA prediction competitions. Thanks so much for watching. Now, catch you on the next one.